to Mayaguez once. At that time, always up. The bird was flying up. The bird said, I am not going to go down. Even if I go up, go slowly, no harm, but I am going there. But the bird, now, the bird is not doing that. The bird is now looking down and says, my God, have I really gone so high? Means in those days, flight is going up all the time, not looking. Now we look and see and what, am I really so high? But we know that time goal was going like this. Now goal is like not the goal, but looking down, and only if you are 5 inches above, then you flatter ourselves. Oh my God, that I'm so high. So I'm so high. At that time, 5,000 miles up. But even then you feel, perhaps I have not gone up, and it is not high enough. It is not high enough. So that time we are so high, even then I'm not high enough. Now you look down in this much, oh, I got so high, I'm so high, and am I really? I've got so high. So now you see, now the distance, we are looking at the distance, this distance you are valuing much more than the distance at that time when you are so high. This is the thing that you know, that time higher is, but you are thinking, you are not satisfied, thinking, oh, I am not high enough, my flight is not, aspiration is not high enough. Now, if you pray one day and 2 weeks, even if you don't pray, oh, immediately, oh, I prayed. You are thinking of 2 weeks when you prayed very sincerely one day. And in those days, even one day, if you did not pray seriously, something used to pinch you. I didn't do my good meditation this morning. In the evening, you are miserable that you didn't do your best meditation. Now, if you do good meditation one day, you have to try to remember it for 2 weeks. If you are every day you are not having good meditation, but you are remembering, I tell you, instruments. How much research God has taken us as His instruments, chosen instruments. How much faith He can have in us. Everybody is God's child. Nobody denies it. But to one, God says, go to market and bring and gives us a supply of food. Another one, He says, come and stay here. Food will come and eat. But now, the one that God has entrusted with this responsibility has given the capacity as well. The one He has sent to the market, so to bring, He has given it the capacity. And the one is asking to stay here, he is also expecting that person to remain here calm and quiet and not to sleep. Sit at a place, food is coming. But now the one is seated, he says, since I am not doing anything, why is not doing? Obedience, He has asked you to sit. God didn't ask you to sleep. But no, since God has asked me to sit, I can sleep. Then He is doing. But the other one, who has been sent to the market to bring, he is not sleeping in the way. He is going there, he is doing his duty by obeying God. But the one that He is asking to sit down, he should sit down. But he goes another step. He said, no, He has asked me to say, since I have nothing to do, you have something to do, obedience. He has asked you to sit down. He didn't ask you to lie down, to sleep. But see, the other one, whatever work was allotted to him, he did. He went to market, he brought. But this one, instead of sitting properly, started lying down, sleeping and snoring. So here it is. Each one, God has given each one to do something.
I'm with Sri Chinmoy, and he is an Indian mystic who has helped a number of people throughout the world learn how to meditate, and he especially teaches meditation at the United Nations. And we are sitting in a beautiful restaurant in Queens, the Anam Brahman restaurant. Sri, for a number of people in today's society, to meditate is very hard. It's something we hear about, we know we should be doing. How do you teach meditation?
Now, I would like to tell you one thing before I answer your question. About 15 or 16 years ago, I found that it was difficult for the American mind or heart, or let us say American society, to meditate. But now I see it is not a difficult task for the Americans, for the Westerners to meditate well. I've come across thousands and thousands of seekers over the last 10 or 15 years, and I see that there are quite a few seekers who do extremely good meditation. Yes, there was a time meditation was a difficult subject for the Americans and for the Western mind, but now they have become really an expert in that field too.
When did you start meditating?
I started meditating at the age of 6 or 7, but at the age of 11 I started meditating most seriously. I became fully aware of meditative life. So at the age of 11 I took it seriously.
Was it easy for you to meditate?
It was quite easy for me for two reasons. I came into a religious and spiritual family. My parents and my brothers and sisters, I was the youngest in the family, they all started walking along that path of meditation. So I simply followed them. This is one reason, and also I believe in reincarnation. So in my previous incarnations, I did meditate a lot. So now it is like revising a book you studied so well in your previously 50, 60 years ago, and then you completely forgot, or God wanted you to do something else, so you didn't pay attention. Now you are again revising the same old book.
When we were talking before turning on the TV camera, you mentioned that when you're praying, there's an interaction between the beloved and the lover. Could you share that with us?
We were talking about contemplation. Yes, concentration, meditation, and contemplation. These are the three rungs in a spiritual ladder. Spiritual ladder has 3 steps. The first one is concentration, the second one is meditation, third is contemplation. So when you concentrate, we focus our attention on a particular subject or object. This object has to be smaller than the smallest. If we want to acquire power through our concentration, then the object has to be as small as possible, tiny, fingertips. So that like a rocket, like an arrow, we can enter into our goal. This is concentration. And when you want to meditate, this is next. You have to be very calm and quiet, like this. This is the power of concentration. This is meditation. When you meditate, we shall try to feel inside us vastness, immensity, a vast sky, a vast sea inside us. Meditation is, when you meditate, we have to think, we have to imagine, you have to feel something larger than the largest. Vastness, an ocean of peace, or a blue vast sky. That is meditation. So concentration is smaller than the smallest, meditation is the larger than the largest. Then when you contemplate, we have to realize that God the Creator and God the Creator has become God the creation, and God the Beloved has become God the Lover. So I am now God the Lover, and I have to become God the Beloved. I am now God the creation. I have to become God, the creator.
I notice that when you concentrate or you meditate or you contemplate, your eyes are moving back and forth.
I am moving from one plane of consciousness to another. Like a bird, a life tree has many branches. So the bird is flying from one plane, from one branch to another, one branch to another. It is not my restlessness. It is the bird of consciousness inside me is flying from one plane of consciousness to another. It's going from one to another. The consciousness is flying from one plane of the bird within me. The soul bird is flying from one plane of consciousness to another. It is flying from higher, higher. So while meditating, please try to feel that you are breathing in and breathing out to your heart, not to your nose. Just imagine today Pablo Casal, Luis Perez told me such nice things about imagination. So I'm just telling, imagination is the reality in its own right. It is real, absolutely real thing in our life. So you're trying to imagine here is the place for you to breathe in and breathe out, and here is the place that you have a garden, the most beautiful garden inside your heart. Then please try to find out the most beautiful flower that you feel that this is the most beautiful flower. Then try to feel, try to smell the fragrance of that flower. Then in a few minutes, please feel that your heart itself is the fragrance. Your heart itself is the fragrance. And then your meditation will be very deep.
Meditate always when you're lifting weights, when you're doing the music, compositions, poetry, art, when the paintings. Is it always when you're meditating?
If it is personal, in my case, I always feel that somebody is meditating in and through me. Consciously I meditate for hours, and again I see and feel clearly that my inner pilot, I call, he is praying, he is meditating in and through me.
We've talked a bit about the characteristics of a teacher. How about the characteristics of a student? What qualities do you look for in your students?
Sincerity is of paramount importance. Then comes determination. Then implicit faith in their spiritual acceptance of life, in their acceptance of spiritual life. If they are not sincere, then it is of no avail. They will not be able to go very far. Sometimes one is sincere, but he does not have the necessary determination to conquer his weaknesses. Suppose an individual commits something wrong repeatedly. He tells you, I've done this, I've done something wrong, but that does not help. He is better than someone who is a liar. But if I say, I have done this, something wrong, I have stolen, but it does not go very well. I have to have the determination not to steal once more. So this is determination comes into the picture. Today I am sincere, tomorrow I have to be fully determined not to commit that Himalayan blunder in my life. Then comes the faith in me that I can be a chosen instrument of my beloved Supreme. Each individual is an instrument, either conscious instrument or unconscious instrument of God. Then the seeker has to feel that he is supremely chosen by the Absolute Supreme to become his instrument, him to please or him to manifest in his own way. So this is what I expect. These are the things I expect from my students. First, the student has to be extremely sincere, then he has to be fully determined not to commit the same mistake over and over again. Then he has to have implicit faith in his life that his source is the Supreme and he is a chosen, supremely chosen instrument of the Supreme to manifest the Supreme on earth. So these three major qualities, if one has, then I gladly accept him as a student of mine.